The time is now 2 p.m. Good to see you on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Claire Fry here to give you the latest as we continue our weather impact alert from yesterday all the way into this afternoon due to the threat of all of these showers and storms producing a flood risk to our area. We are expecting these showers to taper off here in the next couple of hours, but I did want to show you guys what we've seen so far over the last 48 hours or so and what you should do in these next couple of hours, even as the rain tapers off. Keep the rain gear close because isolated showers, patches of drizzle going to be possible later on this evening and even overnight. Make sure you're also driving carefully. There's some ponding alongside the roads and along the highways, and it really doesn't take much to hydroplane, so be extra cautious heading into the night tonight, especially if you're going to be out on the roads. Satellite and radar, where we've been tracking all of this rainfall coming in from our south and our southwest, prompting plenty of flash flood warnings, none of which are in our area as of right now, but I will show you where they are. There's plenty of rainfall, scattered showers all spread out across the Triad, continuing to kind of push toward our northeast. Most of us, as of right now, most of the heavy rain is actually in Montgomery County, Alamance, and Caswell County. But we did see those heavier bands just within the last couple of hours. Here are those flash flood warnings right now. So this includes Chatham County, Wake County. That's until 3 o'clock today, so another hour or so. And this is also a new, relatively new one over here, right over Pittsboro and also near Siler City. This is for Chatham and Lee County until 2:45. And the reason being is because of how much rain they've already received just over the last several hours. Estimated rainfall in Chatham County, again, this is just toward our east, up to around 5 to 6 inches. And this is estimated, of course, by our radar. That is where that flash flood warning currently exists, and for good reason. Alamance County, actually southeastern portions of the county, you can see that coloring. And yellow, that means that they're probably in the inches as well. Yeah, it's between 2 to 3 inches. Let's go over to orange, just toward the south of Hillsboro, between 2 to 4 inches. Also, Burlington, Rock Creek, seeing between 1 to 2 inches, with more coming down as we speak. This, on top of the rainfall that we had yesterday, can be very problematic very quickly. So we want you to take this seriously. If you are in a flash flood warning, don't try to drive. If you see a road is flooded, please do not attempt to drive on that roadway. Make sure you just stay in one spot and make sure the roads are clear before you attempt to drive on them. A look right now in Montgomery County, there is another band of heavy rainfall continuing to kind of steady rain, I would say, moderate to heavy, kind of moving into southern portions of Montgomery, just toward the south here of Troy. As it continues to kind of push in from our south, it's going to be pushing northeast into our region. Again, no flash flood warnings are in effect for our area, but we have seen plenty of rainfall, and I'll show you those totals here in just one moment. I want to get over to what we're looking at on the sky cams currently. Earlier this morning, we saw plenty of rain on all of these sky cams. All of the raindrops kind of covered the lenses. And now, we're still seeing those gray kind of low clouds sitting in and across the area, but at least it's a little bit drier than it was earlier, a little bit less dreary, I would say. Rainfall totals that we've seen, mainly up to around half an inch or so, but Burlington, some people saw up to around an inch, maybe even 2 inches. And look at Raleigh-Durham, up to around 3 inches that they've seen so far for the day today. Remember, 3 to 4 inches, that's really almost about a month's worth of rain, all due to the fact that we have moisture coming in from our south, rising above the cooler, dense air coming in from our north, and that's kind of just giving it the right environment to spark these, layers of clouds up in the atmosphere and all of this moisture to kind of just fall in one spot. Where you're also seeing in Chatham County, where I just pointed out, between 5 to 6 inches worth of rainfall. Of course, this is also on top of the rainfall that we had yesterday. So you're looking at all of these tallies with more rain also coming down now as we speak, on top of the rainfall that we had yesterday. Albemarle, a little over 2 inches. Greensboro, almost around 3/4 of an inch. Same for Burlington, just over that. Same thing in Asheboro. Other places, really not as much, like toward our north in Rockingham County, Reedsville, not even up to half an inch. So some of these showers hit or miss, but a lot of them have been very locally heavy. And when you have those locally heavier slots, that can drop rain in a very short amount of time. You can really get between 2 to 4 inches if they're really, falling fast enough. These bands of rainfall. Flood alerts for our area. We are in a flood watch until midnight tonight. So although these heavier bands are continuing to push north and northeast out of our area, still want you to keep your guard up through the afternoon and evening, even when you're driving. Just make sure you're taking it slow. Look for that ponding. Could still have a flash flood warning all the way up until around 12. That is what that means for that flood watch. I want you to take that seriously. Again, that's not for the whole Triad area, but it is for a lot of us here, Montgomery, Randolph, Guilford, Alamance, Forsyth, and also Davidson counties until midnight tonight. So while the heavier bands are moving out, there's still going to be some pockets of drizzle and also light rain into the next several hours through the late tonight that could add additional tallies to what we've already seen today across the region. And again, there are plenty of flash flood warnings toward our east, none in effect for us as of right now. And I sure hope that that stays the same. So why have we been so wet and why have we been so cool? Well, you see that big H up here toward our north that is represented in blue. That is kind of ushering in these northerly breezes that are notably cooler into our area. They're kind of getting stuck here on the eastward side of the mountains. We call that cold air damming, and that in relative to what you could see along the coastline, those temperatures can be pretty vastly different. That, in addition to the moisture coming in out of the south, the cooler, dense air is going to go below the moisture, and when you have the moisture rising right above it, you get that environment for these showers, widespread and very low and thick across our area, which is what we've seen the last several days. It's also been notably cooler from these northern breezes. Not only that, but also from the rain cooling the atmosphere the last several days. Yesterday, I know our high was only in the upper 60s, which was the coolest high we've had in years. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But that is the why on why we're seeing this. And as for the breaking down of this pattern, it is going to happen here over the next several days, and by the weekend I do anticipate us actually being back into the 80s, which is a little bit more normal for this time of year. Temperatures right now, we are at 207. We're in the upper 60s. Remember, we are in August. We are not in October. This is not normal for this time of year. And to just kind of show you that, this is the departure from average for this time of year. Anywhere between 15 to 25 degrees cooler than we normally would be on this day at this time for this, time of year. And you want to enjoy that while we can. I know a lot of us absolutely loathe the heat. I love the heat, but we needed a little bit of a break. I think we were getting tired of the triple heat indices, right? Yesterday, here was that temperature record, coolest high for August 5th since 1912. That beats the old record of 70. We hit 69 yesterday, and that was the high due to the amount of rainfall we had across the region and the amount of cloud coverage that just kept keeping us cool all afternoon and all evening. So how rare are these cool days in August? Well, we've only had about 30 days in the 60s since 1903, particularly in Greensboro. The last August high in the 60s, that was in 2014. And the coolest August day we've ever had, that was 1918, and that was 60 degrees. So when is this pattern going to clear up and head out of our area? That's a great question. We're going to be continuing to watch for isolated showers and pockets of drizzle into this upcoming evening. You notice this front toward our south is actually helping to initiate some of these showers and storms. That eventually is going to fade out and move offshore, but especially by the time we're into the weekend. We still have a pop-up storm chance, but these storms and showers are not going to be anywhere near as widespread. And I say storms, but I really do mean some heavier pockets intertwined within these showers. I'm not expecting anything severe within these showers, but definitely some pockets of heavier rainfall and maybe even some cloud-to-ground lightning possible within these showers. Here's what the next several hours look like on the Futurecast. By around 6 or 7 o'clock, again, isolated pockets of drizzle are possible, but I don't expect it to be nearly as widespread as it was this morning, mainly between around 5 to around 11 o'clock this morning. We're still going to be in the 60s. We could see a couple of redevelopment showers across the area, especially into early tomorrow. Keep the umbrella nearby, but I do anticipate us having some more sunshine by the afternoon for tomorrow. Mid to upper 70s as a result, so notably warmer across our area. And then we're going to be seeing lower rain chances as we step into the upcoming weekend, which we'll kind of go over here fully, in your full 7-day forecast. So we do have this alert for the next couple of hours due to the fact that we're still seeing that rainfall across the area. We want you to be prepared, and we want you to have the latest information as we continue to track these showers across the region that pose that flooding risk. So stay with us. Of course, we'll have updates for you the next couple of hours. Scattered rain chances still going to be possible into the upcoming weekend, but not nearly as widespread. And we're a bit warmer heading into Sunday and also into early next week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more updates for you coming up.